What is up, guys? My name's Jackal, and we're here for more Breath of Fire. We're here in the land that never sleeps, the home of the Light Key, and we are off to rescue a boy from some fairies, I think. So, make sure, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get it started here. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's put Bo in front, on the off chance that we just happen to find something to hunt. We want to make sure we get that free meat. How dare you put beginning of the game monsters in front of me? How dare you? Kill them. Kill them. I finally have something to actually talk about today, which we'll get to that in a few minutes. Something that I've wanted to talk about for a little bit, but I kind of forgot about it for a little while, and luckily it's something that's not really time-wise topical. In fact, every day into the future, it only becomes more and more relevant. I guess fortunately or unfortunately. We'll go talk to the fairies and see what the fairies say, and then we'll go over the article. The derogatory name monsters. Disgusting creatures. I like how my characters just are around the same speed and like kind of keep fluctuating as to who's fastest at the time. Ugh. It's kind of weird. It's been having a bit of a hot streak here in the area that I live in. Being a little unseasonably warm the next few days, and then it's back to normal. It's nice tomorrow. Both of the girls are off. Yeah, unfortunately, he's still going to be faster. Excuse you. Ooh. Let's see what the difference is with you guys now. There we go. Oh. Yeah, originally we were supposed to go to the zoo tomorrow, but for some reason or another that ended up not happening, and I don't remember why. But it's nice, my godmother's visiting, so tomorrow we're going to have a family dinner, chill with her for a bit, let her meet my daughter. Since the last time she visited, I don't even know if, I don't even know if my girl was pregnant yet. She might have been, I just don't even remember at this point. Ooh, both of you are disgraces. This guy accepted his fate. Such little health, Nina took you out. Womp womp. Now, I will have walked this cave twice. I'm not walking it a third time. Or do I want to skip out on the experience? That just feels so unnatural for me to do. Oh, dicks. Ooh, unreasonably strong. Don't like you. I thought I would have been on the other side of this cave by now. I know I was just playing yesterday, but for some reason, this cave felt shorter yesterday. I wonder what the curse status even does. Seems like I really want to fucking find out. Well, I do, but not like, you know, firsthand. I don't need another day of me trying to mimic the death noise. Oh, unfortunately, this warmer weather that I was talking about has also brought with its allergies. Well, not its allergies, my allergies. Same thing, though, as far as I'm concerned. Ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum. Bottom, 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 bottom. How dare you? Spooky writers. Spooky boys. God, spooky boys. Makes me want to play Doom so bad. Unfortunately, I do not have a working laptop right now with which to... White deer. No, he's going to be in and out of the forest, so I'm not going to hunt him down. Alright. I'll save him if you make him stop logging. I'll forgive that foolish human. You don't want to cut down trees, do you? Too, do you? Of course not. Go find him. I'll meet you there. Alright. So after all that, all I just had to do was ask them nicely. Well, works for me. Excuse you. Talk to this guy and then we can read the article. But just so you know, it is going to get metal in here. Only because that's going to be the subject. Oh god, he's got another spell on him. Hell, please remove this spell. Oh, he is still fucked up. You've cut trees that took hundreds of years to grow. Think twice before you do it again. Phew. I promise to protect nature from now on. Became a tree hugger that quick, huh? Okay. I guess that's it. Alright, give me 1 sec. Alright. Here we got something from Loudwire. Nick Nocturnal finds AI-generated metal that actually sounds good. Nick Nocturnal is ready, metal YouTuber, is ready for the brave new world of metal songs created entirely by artificial intelligence. In a recent video, the heavy metal influencer digs around the internet to find the best AI-generated metal. Surprisingly, or perhaps unsurprisingly, he warms up to one particular style of AI-generated metal in the virtual form of djent, the rhythmic progressive metal epitomized in the real world by the Swedish headbangers Meshuggah. So how does AI Gent stack up? Watch the video towards the bottom of this post. After a long search, Nocturnal surmises the other ones were kind of funny. This one is actually fucking insane if this is real. Motherfucker created AI Gent and it actually sounds good. All these fucking pop-ups. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, go away. He continues, some of you guys might be listening and saying, this doesn't sound great. Sure, but y'all saying that don't understand the precedent that this sets. This is just the start, and it only gets better from here. This isn't a thing yet. It's just one dude who made this. I didn't expect it to be this good. It may not be a thing yet, but it's certainly on the way. After all, AI is already writing compelling music, as Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda said last year. Shinoda was a ground floor investor in a startup called Authentic Artists, an AI-generated music platform. So, just on the idea here of, I know I've seen other kinds of AI-generated art before. I remember like a year ago, my two roommates had showing me an app they had where you could basically write any saying into it, and an AI system would generate a picture for you based on it. So, like, I remember seeing one. I don't remember what it was, but I remember entering in the name of my favorite band, Dark Tranquillity, and using those two words, it comes up with an AI-generated image for it. Now, obviously, I don't know how these systems work. You know, I don't really know. But what I do know is that they basically have to use already existing art as part of, like, an algorithm for, you know, for any of these, like, pictures or, like, in this case, bands. And, you know, I guess for me, I really don't care, actually, how good it sounds. I really don't. Like, if we were talking actual, like, movie artificial intelligence, if we were talking, like, you know, beings that were created artificially, but their, like, form of consciousness was real, art that they would create, I wouldn't consider, like, AI-generated art. We're talking about, like, music that's made off of an algorithm. And honestly, like I said, I don't really care how good it sounds. I don't have any interest in metal that's not made. Like, I don't even like Gent, first of all. But I know that's not the point at all. That's not even close to the point. Go. The point is more that I enjoy the very human aspect of the music. Like, that's chiefly one of the things that's most important to me, is the mindset of the person that's making the music, or people that are making the music. You know, you listen to Pink Floyd's Animals, and, you know, what you're really hearing when you listen to that album is a band that at that time was basically, like, tearing itself apart under, like, ego, differences in artistic, you know, opinion, like, just everything that a group of artists are going to go through. And you could, when you listen to it, you're listening to a band that was in the midst of, like, ripping itself apart. So, you know, to me, that influences, to me, a lot of what I'm hearing and the perspective I'm taking into when I hear it. To where, like, it's not even about, if I were to have listened to, if an AI, if you were able to just put in a bunch of, like, 70s, you know, progressive rock, and, you know, shit like that, if you were to put, like, make an AI generated song of that, and it were to come out with my personal favorite song on that album, Pigs, 3 different ones, and let's say this AI program completely on its own in this world emulated or recreated Pigs, 3 different ones completely by AI. Every note, every placement, every cadence, everything was, let's say, in this pretend world, everything was generated to be there. No actual humans making that music. To me, part of that listening experience is now gone for me. Part of that just now doesn't exist. Because part of what makes it, some of those, like, especially some of the guitar solos you hear on that album, some of the things that make it so powerful is knowing what's going on for the band behind the scenes at that time and place in their career. You know, you think of the album what you will. I mean, it's not real. It's definitely not that good of an album. But you know, when you watch the documentary for Metallica's Saint Anger called Some Kind of Monster, the like album documentary that they did of it, the album's not that great. But however not great the album is, let's just give it a 55% out of 100. You know, like in school. Come on. $55 out of 100. Watching the documentary boosts that album's score like 5 percent points. So it makes it like a flat D- instead. Now that's not a lot, but like knowing the struggles that the band was going with at the time, especially with, you know, James Hetfield's alcoholism, you know, like everything going on behind the scenes and the fighting, losing Jason Newsted as a band member, for reasons that, you know, are whatever. Like, it's not even a matter of like what are the reasons right or wrong. Like, it's just like it's his reasons and the way he felt what he felt. What was I saying? I know what I was saying, but how was I wording it? Knowing that the turmoil the band was going through does make certain songs on that album hit a little harder. And if anything, I would say that, like, this... Oh, fuck. This is the example right here. This is the example. Let me pause one moment. Okay. I was right. I just didn't know. There weren't any details, so I'm not gonna, because there were details that I thought I had read, which I may have, but I'm not gonna say, you know, what it is. There is a band called Green Carnation. They're a very progressive, like, avant-garde, artsy-fartsy band. And, yeah, don't bother me. Is there a chest that I can rob? Nope. But, is it their first album? It might even... I don't know. They have an album that is called Light of Day, Day of Darkness. And it is a one-track album. But that one track is an hour long. It is 60 minutes and 6 seconds long, one-track, one-song album. And this album was inspired by the main composer. I don't know if he's the vocalist or guitarist. Maybe it's vocalist, guitarist, both. I have no idea what he is. I used to know, but I just don't know anymore, and I'm not going to look it up. It was inspired by the death of his daughter and the birth of his son afterwards. If I remember correctly, I believe that he had lost his daughter either like while his girlfriend was pregnant or when the baby was very young. And the album encapsulates a lot of the darkness and his depression following that, and the coming out of it due to the birth of his son. Alright, real quick. Thank you for saving my son. This isn't much, but I want you to have it. 20,000 gold. I wanted to make money by selling wood to the Dark Dragons for their ships. Cock? Okay, well, what am I supposed to do with this? And is this just supposed to get me to be able to buy the gold bar? I feel like I know I need that gold bar for something, but I don't know what I need it for. But anyway, yeah, that's that album. And, you know, growing up, that album, you know, first time I heard that album, I loved it. Then I found out the meaning to the artist bar. Okay. Well. Nothing happened for saving that lady. I guess I don't have to do anything with that gold bar for now. Nobody's telling me anything. Ross wants his daughter out. I have to be able to unlock the door, I guess. I don't know what key I need to do it. Well, there is a town of thieves, so I guess we'll go to the town of thieves. Someone there has to know how to pick locks. It's not like we haven't met any characters that are kind of like that, you know. Not offhand. Not recently. Nope. Nope. Keep your guard up while you're in Bleak. It's full of thieves. It's a rude way to talk about these people. Bully, 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 bully. Fuck these guys. I think these guys have the shock spell too. Fuck them. I want them gone. I want them out of my face. Good, everyone's faster than them. Good. Probably because I'm over leveled because I'm fighting absolutely everything that I come across. And once I find said master of unlocking, I'll have a nice shortcut to get out of here. But, you know, I loved that album when I heard it when I was in high school. When I found out the meaning of it, I loved it even more because then it gave me a viewing into the artist's mind for the creation of this album and what he was trying to express with it. Then, my girl got pregnant. Now, I talked about this way long ago in like my first sets of videos, but because I grew up without a father, like without my birth father, I had a father figure, but growing up without my father, there's always like a fear that has this chance of creeping its way in that makes you wonder if you're ever going to be a good parent. That like there's something about being a good parent that's genetic, and if one of your parents couldn't handle it, what if you can't handle it either? Now, the real problem for me, and what made it even more stupid, is that Cure 3 has been learned. Yeah. The dumb thing about it was that I had already become a father to my son by this point. You know, he wasn't just, you know, first my girlfriend's kid, then my stepson, then my son. Like, I was already a parent, and yet somehow I was still worried that, you know, for some reason I just wasn't going to be a good parent from the start of a child's life. And I always had a lot of, like, nervousness approaching my child's birth. And I remember one of the most magical experiences I had was, and it was almost perfect. My girl had taken the I think it's called the epidural, to, like, basically dilate her cervix in order to, like, let's go with the pregnancy. It's time. Let's go get the baby out, because the baby was ready to come out, but her body, like, her cervix wasn't dilated yet enough to, like, allow the baby to pass naturally. But I had already taken off work, and, like, the baby was already ready. Everything was healthy, fine, safe, good to go, booyah. So, like, there was no worries. So we gave her the shot to induce the pregnancy, and then, you know, you just let nature take its course. And I remember sitting in the waiting room and putting on this album, Light of Day, Day of Darkness. And I mean, I guess everything that I described to you about the artist's mindset, about, you know, losing one child and having them, like, obviously I did not lose a child, so, like, I'm not going into it with, like, the full, like, one-to-one experience with the artist, but, you know, knowing the history of that album, and then listening to it in the hour leading up to the birth of my own child, that's a magical feeling that I got specifically because of the human element to the album and the art itself. Even if that entire album, every sound, every note, everything, were to have been AI generated, and you would have gotten the same product, there wouldn't be that same meaning behind it. Neither for, you know, I mean, there wouldn't be for anyone. Because it's more, you know, an art piece is more than, you know, than just the notes you're going to get. You know, a song isn't just that. A song is everything that goes into it. The emotion, the feeling. Everything else that comes with is a part of it. So if you remove that human aspect, that's a magical experience that I don't think I ever would have gotten otherwise, without the influence of the artist's mindset influencing my listening experience going into it. We're on our way to a town of thieves, and one of these walls has been broken down. I feel like these chests are going to be empty. Like somebody already got to them first. But, you know, it's more than just, you know, the end product. Now, I mean, yes, there are chances that if that song and album would have been randomly generated, that somebody could be in that situation of being in the waiting room, waiting for their child's birth, listen to that album, and find the same beauty in it that I did. But that's not really how a lot, I mean, I you know what, maybe never mind. Maybe that is how most people ingest their art. Maybe they do. And if that is how you do, I mean, I'm not saying you're, like, less or anything, but you kind of are. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Jesus. Seems like for the MP use, you're better off just using Cure 1 forever. Nope, never mind. Shell Helmet, please say fucking weakling over here can have it. Of course he can't. Of course he can. Can you have it? Boom, boom, boom. You can't wear it either. Great. I just want to get to this other side of this area so that way I can end the video. But I don't know, and like, you know, I'm not gonna shit on like Mike Shinoda's like startup company because I don't know what its goals are, or like, you know, if the companies that put forth their work in order to be used for the AI generation, if they're, you know, they could be given, you know, a percentage of whatever money that the music makes. And, you know, that could be cool as far as a business model. Like, I'm not trying to shit on anyone that, like, has interest in doing or making this. It just seems... Let's just say that it's not that AI art and metal could never be good. It's just that I would always prize metal being made by a human over a not robot, because that sounds like almost derogatory, but over an algorithm. The human art will always win every single time, and it's not even close. Even if everything were exactly the same, it wouldn't even matter. And it wouldn't matter how simple a song or what. It would not matter. It's always going to be like that for me. Doesn't mean that, like, because I have no idea what are the songs that Nick Nocturnal on his channel actually listened to. And I kind of don't even care, because how good they sound or what it is isn't really the point. Especially when they're like, oh, you know, it starts here, it's only going to get better from here. I mean, as far as the quality of, like, what the AI generation will put out, I'm sure it will only get better. But, like, I don't think that's how I would, I don't think that's what I would prize in music, personally. That's why if I were ever to make, you know, I mean, because I'm a lifelong metalhead, so of course I have a dream of, you know, playing music myself one day, you know, however mediocre it would ever be. But, you know, whatever I would make, that's part of why I've had it in my head that I would want, like, the creative process to be something that I upload as well. Because I want the mindset of me and how I'm feeling and what I'm going through to be visible to all, to show, like, the aspect of me behind the music. Walked all this way for a locked ass fucking door. Boo. Boo. So yeah, I guess that's just how I feel. Nothing I would ever criticize would be on any of the artists whose art was put forth into the generation, or the people who make the algorithms. It's just the concept of it itself. Like, I'm not against it, but, you know, and I'm sure there's going to be one day where it's going to be like, oh, well, you can't even tell if it's, you know, AI generated or real. And you know what? That would be a sad day. But if I would always prize the human touch over anything else. But that's going to be it for today. Next time we finally get to enjoy being in Bleak, which is now the land of eternal slumber, because just like Aria had the light key, I believe this area somewhere there's the dark key, which keeps it in the darkness. Also seems terribly imbalanced, so we'll have to take care of that. Till next time, guys.